Hi, my name is Sheyakide. I'd like to welcome you to my last round of the NAT configuration. So in this video, I just want to show you how you can actually configure your port address translation. Okay, so I've actually done justice to what NAT address is, the different types of NAT, the basic terms you need to be aware of, the IP range, private ranges of private IP address that could be used in the private IP address and all that. But what part really talks about? Part is the concept that talks about translating many to one. Okay, so what that means is you're translating many private IP addresses into one public IP addresses using their port address. Okay, so what that means is that if this I'm about to translate this IP address into a public IP address, it's going to translate it, but it's also going to make use of its port number. So that means that if I'm translating this, what is going to use to separate all the PCs in its in its transition table is the use of the port number. So it's going to use port numbers to identify the PCs, the source IP addresses that are sending information on the network. Okay, so but I just quickly did my objective for this video is to ensure that we understand the configuration. Okay, so you can go through my video on configuring static NAT. You get all the gist about how um, part works now, static and all dynamic. But in this video, I just want to show you how you can actually configure it on the network. Okay, so so let me dive into my network. Before I do that, these are the 3 steps. Number one, you need to ensure that you configure your NAT inside and your NAT outside on the interfaces involved. You need to create an IP access list and you need to apply that access list to a NAT pool. Now to a NAT rather, to IP access NAT. Okay, so you need to apply the NAT. Okay, to apply the access list to the NAT outside interface. Outside interface as overload. Okay, so what that means is that overload this interface with all the translation. So that means that you're going to translate all the IP address in our local network into the IP address, the outside global IP address. So what that means is that it's going to translate all the IP addresses to this IP address or this interface. So that's why I said apply the access list to the NAT outside interface, not outside global interface as overload. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do the configuration, but these are the 3 things you just need to pay attention to while configuring your port address translation. Okay, so let's quickly dive into the configuration. I've ensured, like in my previous video, I said that this interface is going to be the in, not inside, and this interface is going to be the not outside. Okay, so to do that, I've done that already. So I just do let me quickly do my show run for you to see that. Okay, so if you look at it here, my fast interface 00 is not inside, my serial interface is not outside. Okay, so what I just need to do is to configure first my IP access list so that it's going to translate the entire network. So like I said, it's a many to one, so it's going to translate all our local network into the public IP address. Okay, so to do that, we're just going to do access list one for standard, IP access list, the IP address permits our 192.168 network, the 10.0 network with this wildcard mask of 0.0.0.255. Okay, so we're good. So to do this, we just do IP NAT inside source list 1, then we do interface fs0 f0 f2 interface overload. So it means that overload this IP address, overload this interface with the NAT translation. That's what it means. So we're done with the configuration. We've ensured that the IP access list has been created, and we've matched the IP access list to the interface 1, to the interface SA0 to the global interface, to the global outside global interface, and we do overload. So we're done with the translation. So if we go back to all our PCs now, we can ping the outside interface now. We can ping the outside global interface. Okay, so we do 1068. We're pinging through now. So we're still gonna have the same. So it's going to translate every of these global outside local inside local interface to the same outside global interface. So but it's going to change the port numbers. So I'm going to show you how to do that. We do that using IP NAT. Show IP NAT translations to verify our NAT configuration. Okay, our NAT translation. So we go back to this interface, and I do my do. Sorry, I'm adding the do command because I'm in my global configuration mode. So I do show IP interface, do show IP NAT translations. Okay, you see now, you see that we're using saying so IP. The protocol here is ICMP. I'm saying the ping request. So you see that it's translating it to the same interface. You see the same IP address 192.23. This. She's translating everything, but the port IP address is different. Now, what you're having the numbers you're having here, okay, are actually the ports, the response. Actually, the port numbers that you have is actually is going to respond to them based on these numbers. This 10 number that you have here is going to respond based to this 10. So it's seeing this as 10. 11 as 12. Okay, I've seen this at the port number 13 and all that. So that's actually how that works. Okay, so that the port numbers are different. On this interface is using 42 is using 37, 38, 39, 40, 44 is using 9. So these are just the port numbers that is making use of. Okay, so I hope with this video I've been able to demonstrate to you how you can configure your NATs, your parts configuration, sorry to say. Okay, so thank you very much for viewing this video. I hope this video is very informative for you. Catch me on my next video as I talk about Spanish tree configuration. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video and have a nice day.